For cheap and reliable coins, head over to utnice.com and go to the checkout. Once you've picked the coins you wanted, use JT11 as the code and get yourself an extra 6% off on your orders. What's going on, guys? Today we are looking at Virgil van Dijk, the 89 rated centre-back, and his hopefully appearance back in FIFA 22. In FIFA 21, obviously throughout the entire of the season, unfortunately he did suffer an injury that did leave him on the sidelines for quite a long time, to be honest. So I'm interested. I feel like this card should be okay, but the one thing that really is kind of messing with me is that acceleration and the balance. Yes, I think with the agility balance, you got to play with the card first to see, because sometimes, like even Joe Gomez had 60-something on both, and he still was fantastic. So I'm hoping that is the same case for him right here. Obviously, acceleration wise, he's never been the fastest defender in the world, and I do think they have dropped it down a bit, because I do think he is faster than that, but obviously all the players in alignment with this have been dropped down or increased depending on obviously what card it is. But we have seen a massive shift in the pace and also the stamina. I've noticed that is definitely a lot lower than what it was normally with these gold cards. So we've got 69. To be honest, Gomez did manage to do it, and I think he has lower than that. So I'm hoping Virgil can really step up. He's got power header and leadership, so I'm expecting him to take charge of the defense and obviously go forward and head the ball from corners. So let's jump into him. He's coming in at about 225k at the moment. Let's see what Van Dijk can do for us and get into it right now. Tellez dealing with it. Van Dijk letting it run. Still manages to get it, but it is a stray pass. Don't understand why it went so squiff there. Van Dijk with a very, very important tackle there. And again, we do kind of fluff it out there, but a great, great tackle. You really love to see that. Virgil's quite an interesting one to see if he can do it. That is poor. I need a leg out or something there, as Salah is just going to do it, and Dubravka is managing to make that save. But the problem with, I think, someone like a Virgil at the moment is we have now got some very, very good centre-backs. We've obviously got Rudiger, who, again, is a little bit more of a cheaper option. Same with, obviously, Gomez, another fantastic option. You then have someone like Davinson Sanchez if you're looking on the really low end. But then also at the same sort of caliber, you've got Varane. You've obviously got Ruben Diaz, but not as quick. Again, still a fantastic centre-back. Virgil seeing it out. Lovely stuff. Just calm and collective. The one thing I do like about Virgil is obviously his passing is going to be very nice. Very confident and composed on the ball. Virgil coming across. Great tackle. Lovely. Just quells the danger from Salah. Not letting him go through. And we take the corner from it. Virgil. What a challenge. Does not let him absolutely move an inch. Virgil with another cracking interception. Definitely a decent centre-back. Still questions whether he's 200k compared to obviously the few centre-backs we have used recently in obviously Gomez, in trying to think, Ruben Diaz. I feel like they're not necessarily the same level, but I do think you are getting your money's worth with a lower rated centre-back, lower price centre-back at the moment. Virgil has been absolutely phenomenal in this game. We have made a couple of silly mistakes in terms of defending, but that is personally down to me, not necessarily down to the player. But we have managed to really kind of strike up the attack this game and start to come back from obviously losing, which is always a nice thing, as well as then making the mistakes. You still manage to kind of somewhat rectify them. So going into the overall for big boy Virgil, again, a fantastic centre-back. And obviously he is still in the question of one of the better centre-backs in the game, currently at the Golds, obviously. In terms of Prem, I think for me, if I was just to go out, I've not actually tried this guy, but I think Varane probably is going to be the most meta in terms of what you can go for. But I think really the ones you want to be looking at, especially at this sort of tier, is got to be somebody like a Gomez, like a Rudiger, literally 50k for the both of them, give or take. Then if you went it a little bit further down, Konate, to be honest, probably isn't that bad, actually. Davinson Sanchez, I can probably I can vouch for him a little bit. Soyuncu, again, when we're looking at a couple of Ks here, we're not talking 10, 20, we're talking a couple of Ks. Romero, definitely not bad either. I feel like Stones, might be a shout. I've got him untradeable, so we may have to just put him in the rotation just to have a look before, if we ever think about a review. But normally for Stones, it takes an inform or so, and Aspilicueta for me is just not quite there. Virgil coming in at a hefty price because of obviously his name, and I can guarantee that more than likely we will get a lot of versions. We see generation after generation from the past 2 years, absolutely killed it with all the cards. I think FIFA 19 was just phenomenal for him, but hopefully we can get the same again this year from him. Obviously, in terms of real football, I hope not, but if we are looking for a centre-back, we want him to do as well as possible. Whether he gets Team of the Year, I don't think he can, because obviously being injured, so I think it is going to go to somebody else. It's going to be interesting to see who could actually get it and what is the realistic Team of the Year this year. I feel like it's going to be a big change up going into this one anyway. But overall for Virgil, I think for me, if you get that shadow on him, it gives him 98 defending, which you definitely can't complain at. Already got some fantastic physicality. Again, the stamina, just I wouldn't bother too much. He still managed to go all the way to the end and had absolutely no problems. Even the agility and balance, I felt like he still had that turn. It weren't necessarily being beat on the turn either. It was just naturally a lackluster of defending, like my personal self, that really could hinder this card, but he is there most of the time. The only thing I would say is the acceleration. I would like a little bit more, but again, that will come further on down the game with informs, player of the months, special cards, promos, the whole shebang. We know that he's probably going to get one at some point, so we will probably see a Virgil later on in the game with a big boost on that acceleration. I think the weak foot, again, it would be nice to have a forward just to somewhat have a little bit of an extra kind of balance onto his left foot, but again, it's not necessarily needed. 6'4", big player, very strong, and does do the work. So overall for me, I'm going to give Virgil a solid 9.7 out of 10. Let me know down below what you think about all the other centre-backs and who is your favourite pairing of centre-backs at the minute, from the highest range to the lowest range. What is your thoughts? Let me know down below, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.